In 2004, what these pilots witnessed would shock them. Now, more than 20 years later, we are still combing through the details, trying to determine what it was and why the government unsealed the files. Are we getting closer to a revelation, or is technology more advanced than we could ever imagine? It was supposed to be a routine training day in the Pacific. Carrier jets, routine intercepts, standard radar blips. But what the pilots from the USS Nimitz found that November day in 2004 did not fit any routine they knew. A wingless, white, oblong object hovered over the ocean, created a strange wake, then, in a blink, vanished at speeds the pilots later said they had never seen. An infrared camera captured it. Shipboard radar tracked it, and when the Navy's own reports and videos were revealed more than a decade later, the story shocked the public and changed how the government approaches unexplained aerial phenomena. The USS Nimitz is the lead ship of a class of nuclear-powered carriers, a floating city, and one of the most capable air operations platforms the world has ever seen. On board are fighter squadrons, airborne radar platforms, and a sophisticated network of sensors and ships, including cruisers and destroyers, that monitor vast stretches of ocean. On the morning of November 14, 2004, the Nimitz Carrier Strike Group was operating off the Southern California coast. For weeks, sailors on the cruiser USS Princeton had been detecting anomalous radar contacts, objects that would appear at very high altitude, then rapidly descend and hover. These tracks intrigued the intelligence and tactical officers aboard the strike group. According to later accounts, the Princeton's radar operators reported objects they couldn't explain for days. Radar returns showed fast, high-altitude contacts, descending and sometimes hovering low over the ocean. The operators were experienced in distinguishing weather, birds, civilian aircraft, and missile profiles, and these returns were listed as unusual. That is the operational stage that brought fighter jets into the air that day, an attempt to visually identify whatever had been on their scopes for weeks. Commander David Fravor, a seasoned Navy pilot, was launched to investigate. As he approached the area, he saw an object white, about 40 feet long, oblong, and featureless, like a tic-tac. It hovered just above the sea, and he noticed a peculiar disturbance in the water beneath it. He attempted to get closer. The object rose to meet his altitude, mirroring his turns. Then, when he came within a few thousand feet and began to climb, the object accelerated away nearly instantly, far faster than any jet Fravor had seen. When he returned to the area to inspect the water, there was nothing, no debris, no wreckage, only the blue sea. Fravor's account is visual and dramatic. It is also supported in part by other observers, notably his wingman and the aircraft that later recorded infrared footage. Those additional perspectives would transform a single pilot's sighting into a multi-sensor event. A second wave of fighters launched, one equipped with an advanced targeting pod that recorded in infrared. Lieutenant Commander Chad Underwood's system captured the object. The clip, a grainy, elongated white shape against the sea, later became known as the Tic-Tac video. The imagery showed a smooth, oblong object with no visible wings or exhaust, and the plane's instruments registered unusual motion. Underwood later explained that his priority was making sure the recording was running. He wanted to bring something back to the ship for intelligence review. Infrared imagery is not the same as a high-definition camera. It records heat signatures and can be influenced by range, motion, and processing. Even so, the combination of radar, infrared, and visual observation made the encounter stand out sharply to the intelligence officers involved. Why did the public only learn about this years later? In December 2017, major outlets revealed that the Pentagon had funded a small effort called the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program, which examined UAP reports between roughly 2007 and 2012. Archived materials, pilot interviews, and investigative notes began entering public discussion, and 3 Navy videos became widely known: the Tic Tac clip, along with gimbal and go fast from other incidents. By 2020, the Department of Defense formally acknowledged and released several of these historical recordings, labeling them unidentified aerial phenomena. The topic moved from the fringes to the center of national security debate. Analysts proposed sensor artifacts, software glitches, or parallax effects created by relative motion. Others suggested birds, balloons, or distant aircraft appearing strange in infrared. Yet pilots such as Fravor maintained that the behavior they witnessed, sudden acceleration, abrupt directional changes, and hovering without visible propulsion, does not match known aircraft. That tension between trained eyewitness testimony and technical skepticism is a key reason the story continues to resonate. Following the media attention, the Department of Defense created new channels for collecting and evaluating UAP reports. Congress held hearings. Aviators spoke publicly. Investigators, skeptics, and supporters debated interpretations. In 2021, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence released a preliminary assessment of numerous incidents, many from Navy sources, and concluded that available data remained limited. Some objects displayed unusual characteristics, but firm identification was not possible. Why does this matter? Because unknown objects appearing near military training areas raise practical concerns. They may pose hazards to pilots. They may represent intelligence challenges if foreign technologies are involved. And from a scientific perspective, they demand better instruments, improved data sharing, and disciplined analysis. We still lack conclusive data. We have walked through radar tracks, eyewitness testimony, infrared recordings, and the government's response. Are we getting closer to the unexpected finally being revealed? Or are we still being shielded from the truth of how advanced technology really is? Could these have all been glitches after all? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to Illuminate Stories for more tales where history meets legend and myth becomes reality. Don't forget to like, share, and hit the bell to stay illuminated.